Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel. Peter likes books and I have some very exciting news. For me, it's very exciting news. I don't know what you'll think of it. But I made a video a couple days ago and I was talking about whether or not to bring back the book club. I think I said something about, should I quit the book club or quitting the book club or whatever. And I put in the thumbnail, quitting and whatever. And I know I I know I scared quite a few people that thought that I was quitting a true crime book club. No, I'm not quitting a true crime book club. I was referring to a Peter's book club, which a lot of people were like, I didn't even know that you had a Peter's book club. So let me go back and explain. I think it was, I don't know when I started it. I think it was either in 2020 in January or 2021. But what I did was I picked a book every single month because I just wanted to have a place where we could all just read a book together. And so I picked a book every single month and then I posted the book on Instagram and I would announce it over here on my Peter Likes Books channel. And then we could all just read it together at our own pace. And then at the end of the month, I did like a review on it where people could sound off what they thought about the book in the comment sections of the video. But I couldn't remember like how many people interacted with it, and I can remember like I would post, you know, the picture on Instagram and it just wouldn't get that, you know, much interaction. And so I thought, well, I don't really think there are that many people that are interested in doing it. What was interesting was when I did this video the other day, that there were so many people that said, oh my God, I loved when you did that. It really got me back into reading again. And those were the books that I read that year. So thank you so much for doing it. I would love if you did it again. There were a lot of people that said, I didn't even know that you did this, but if you did it again, yes, I would participate. I would love to do that. I would love to read a book with you, which really meant a lot to me, so thank you. Yeah, and there were a lot of people that were like, oh my God, I forgot that you had done that. And yeah, I would really enjoy if you started it up again. So after seeing all of that, and for me, it's really just like picking a book that I want to read anyway. And then saying, okay, this is the book that we're going to all read together. You know, in the past, I will tell you, I tried to pick books that were kind of like, you know, on the New York Times bestseller list, which I am going to do something like that for probably the first book, a more popular book, just to kind of get us started in all of us reading a more popular book together. But I'm also going to include in there some like the first book in maybe a cozy mystery series or something like that, because y'all know how much I love cozy mystery series. And in fact, when I was trying to pick out the book to read for January, I went in and I was typing like cozy mysteries that came out in December, cozy mysteries that are coming out in January, and there's a lot of like 33rd books. I mean, if you guys knew how many cozy mystery book series there are, if you read cozy mysteries, you'll know. I mean, there are literally thousands upon thousands of series, and some authors write like 20 series, and each series has like 40 books. So to find a new cozy mystery series, book one, that just came out, it's kind of difficult a little bit, unless they're more mainstream. So I was trying to find one, and it was interesting because I found this one by an author named M.J. Miller, and I may pick her books for February, but her books, the first one takes place outside of Las Vegas. And so it said like first one, it came out in December and I saw it on there. But when I went in and I read her whole synopsis on like Amazon and Goodreads, she released the first 5 books like out the gate. And that's actually what a lot of cozy mystery people do, is that they release like 5 books, 3 books all at once. And so I was like, and I really like the second book in the series has something to do with aliens, and the 2 main characters go to Roswell, New Mexico. So I wish I hold on a second. I need to actually pull that one up as well. So maybe I'll have 3 books, because what I'm going to do is I am going to ask you guys for, I know the first book is called Grand Dames something. I'm going to ask you guys for a little help over here in which book I should, hold on a second, that's not it. In which book I should pick for, here, let's go to the Goodreads. In which book I should pick for going into January. Now, I went over to the New York Times bestseller list, and I like went through the books, and you know, the first 15 are all by Colleen Hoover, so I have to tell you, like, the only book by Colleen Hoover that I've read is Verity. I should probably try another book of hers. I just do not understand the hype of Colleen Hoover. Like, I know that people, like, love her. I I did not love it. It was okay. It just wasn't my favorite book. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand, like, why people love Colleen Hoover so much, but people do. So, you know, it is what it is. But I had picked out 2 books from the New York Times bestseller list, and I was like, they're so different in kind of what they are that I don't know which book to pick. So I thought I would leave it up to you guys. But the first book that I'd actually picked was this book by M.J. Miller, because I really wanted, going into January, to pick a cozy mystery. But the thing about the other 2 books is that they were books that would be able to find at the library, Amazon, thrift books, things like that. Whereas the M.J. Miller book, you would have to buy it probably off of Amazon. It's on Kindle for free. But other than that, like, it's not out on Audible. I don't know that you could get it from your library yet because they're just out, things like that. So I don't know. It probably would be a little bit more difficult to get, you know? So let me tell you the 3 books that I came up with, and you tell me what you think, what your pick will be. What your pick would be for January for Peter's Book Club, which will be just our interactive book club that we do on our own, and then I post it on Instagram, and that, you know, then I'll do a video at the end of the month. So I'll post it like in an Instagram story. I don't know. Maybe I'll post it like in a post somewhere on Instagram. I think that's how I used to do it back in the day. I'll have to go back and look. So let me tell you the 3 books that I picked, and you guys sound off in the comment section below about which one you think is the best. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. And like I said, I really wanted to pick a cozy mystery for the month of, like, January going into this, because y'all know how much I love cozy mysteries, but there just weren't a lot of, like, really great options. And the other thing is this, is, like, sometimes when you read a cozy mystery, like the first one in the series is just, it's not good. You know what I mean? And I either fall in love with it, or I'm kind of like, it just is whatever. So yeah, so I wanted to pick something that I thought would get us all, like, you know, really excited. And that's why I tried to pick books off the New York Times bestseller list, except for the cozy mystery by M.J. Miller. So, all right, actually, let's read her book first, and I will, and then we can, you guys can tell me what you think. The first book in her series is called Grande Dames and a Vegas Heist by M.J. Miller, and I don't even think it's out yet. Oh, it doesn't even have, hold on a second, it doesn't even have the synopsis or anything on here. Let's go to Amazon, because I looked it up on Amazon, and it had the whole... shoot, it had the whole, where is it at? When does it come out? I should have had this all pulled up before. Where are all her books? Because it had it, here it is, okay. So it had it all pulled up. Oh, the paperback is more expensive now here than it was just when I was looking at it. Okay, so when is the date? December 26, 2022. So it says, ancient legends and secrets threaten the Grand Dames of Luckland. Pippa loves her simple life in her cozy town of Luckland, but after her sister holds a yard sale, Pippa's life begins to unravel, starting with 6 missing shoeboxes, the arrival of 2 very odd visitors, blackmail, and revealed secrets, including a Vegas bag of millions. If that isn't enough, Devin, Pippa's not-so-friendly friend from childhood, returns home. So that's the first one in the series, and there's like 2 more, or there's 4 more in the series. The next one is called, hold on a second, no, that's not the next one. The next one is something to do with aliens. Why can't I find the rest of these? Oh, it just has all of her books in a row. So the next one has to do with aliens, and they go to Roswell, New Mexico. Okay, so that's choice number 1. If you'd like to read that cozy mystery, let me know. Also, if you have other recommendations for a first book in a cozy mystery, or any book, if you're like, Peter, I've been dying to read this book, let's all read this book collectively, put in the comment section below. I can be persuaded to pick another book. So I might surprise everybody. I'm going to post before January 1st, I'll post another video, and I'll say this is like the pick that we're going to do for January 1st, okay? So the next book that I picked to read was called, hold on a second, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This book has actually been out for a while. Hold on, let me look and see, because it won all these different awards. It has been out since, oh my god, I'm like going through all the quotes that, oh my god, so many people have said things about this book. Okay, oh my lord. On and on and on and on and on and on. Okay, it came out July 5th of 2022. So let me get all the way back to the top when I can read about this book. This actually kind of reminds me a little bit about the book that was by, what was Hank Green, that he wrote. It reminds me a little bit of that. And John Green actually quoted on here, utterly brilliant. In this sweeping, gorgeously written novel, Gabrielle Zevin charts the beauty, tenacity, and fragility of human love and creativity. One of the best books I've ever read, says John Green. On a bitter, cold day in the December of his junior year at Harvard, Sam Master exits a subway car and sees, amid the hordes of people waiting on the platform, Sadie Green. He calls her name. For a moment, she pretends she hasn't heard him. But then she turns and a game begins, a legendary collaboration that will launch them into stardom. These friends, intimate since childhood, borrow money, beg favors, and before even graduating college, they have created their first blockbuster. Ichigo. Overnight, the world is theirs. Not even 25 years old, Sam and Sadie are brilliant, successful, and rich. But these qualities won't protect them from their own creative ambitions or the betrayal of their hearts. Spanning 30 years from Cambridge, Massachusetts to Venice Beach, California, and lands in between and far beyond, Gabrielle Zevin's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is a dazzling and intricately imagined novel that examines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. Yes, it is a love story, but it is not one you have read before. So, that's that one. I think that sounds fantastic. And the last book, and that is, I think that's been on the New York Times bestseller list for 2 weeks. The next one that I picked has been on the New York Times bestseller list for 6 weeks. And that is, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this book, Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. Hold on a second. And this book, let me read you the synopsis for this book. Let me get to it. Okay. Chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would not be the first to point out that there is no such thing as an average woman. But it's the early 1960s, and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute takes a very unscientific view of equality, except for one, Calvin Evans, the lonely, brilliant Nobel Prize-nominated grudge holder who falls in love with, of all things, her mind. True chemistry results. But like science, life is unpredictable, which is why a few years later, Elizabeth Zott finds herself not only a single mother, but the reluctant star of America's most beloved cooking show, Supper at 6. Elizabeth's unusual approach to cooking, combine one tablespoon acetic acid with a pinch of sodium chloride, proves revolutionary. But as her following grows, not everyone is happy. Because as it turns out, Elizabeth Zott isn't just teaching women to cook. She's daring them to change the status quo. Laugh out loud funny, shrewdly observant, and studded with dazzling cast of supporting characters. Lessons in Chemistry is an original and Lessons in Chemistry is as original and vibrant as its protagonist. Okay, so that's the third one. And that's been on the New York Times bestseller list for, what did I say? For 6 weeks. Woo! Can't keep up with these books, my lord. Okay, so we have the first one, which is by M.J. Miller, and that's The Cozy Mystery. We have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and that's the second book. Or we have the third one, which I just went out of, which is called Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. So that's the third one. So let me know what you think of those in the comment section below. Let me know which one you would like to read, which one you think would make the best book for starting back to Peter's Book Club in January 2023. I'm really excited about this. I think it'll be really fun, but since you guys are all part of this, I want your input as well. If there's a book that you've been dying to read that you think would be great for the book club, put it in the comment section below, and I might consider that as well. It doesn't have to be one of these 3 books. So let me know in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.